This is the saddest birthday of my whole life. It's a birthday that I don't have my mom to celebrate my birthday with, and I wanted to take a few moments to say a few words for my mother who's not here anymore. But it's my birthday, and I'm only here because my mother created me. So my family is Lithuanian, English, Irish, German, Native American, Italian, Greek. This was my mother, Sandra, standing there with my sister, Jessica. And this was my mother's mother, Helen, Lithuanian. My mother was a nurse. There's not really that many good photos of her. This was my great-great-great-grandmother, who was Passamaquoddy Native American, Angie Osgood. And this was me, and I was a punk kid growing up. I put my mother through hell, I will admit that. My mother tried to raise a good son, but I was always in trouble as long as I could remember. I just had a rebellious spirit, and that's why I think rock and roll and heavy metal was always the music that I was into, because I think it's the Native American element, that warrior spirit, and I inherited that, and I couldn't shake it, and I got in a lot of trouble in my life, and I put my mother through hell, but I definitely will always love my mother. So, let's close that for a moment. This is my father, Kenneth. That was me as a child. My parents, they were together when I was born. They had some argument, and I think my grandfather decided that because there wasn't any males being born in the family, that he told my mother that he wanted me to have the family last name of Coolidge. So I was born Matthew Coolidge, and that's my father there, Kenneth Gilmatt. And it's me as a little young Matt. But back to what I was saying. I only exist because of my mother, and I owe my existence to her, and of course my father too, but I wanted to be a musician since I was young. I used to listen to the radio on my swing set. Long story short, my mother worked as a nurse. She grew up in Lawrence, Massachusetts. My grandfather, I don't know much about him. He passed away in 1984 when my sister was born. And I just wanted to make this short video to honor my mother. If you look at my music channel is called Sandra's Son. And I called it that because of all the things I did in my life when I was younger, I always got in trouble. And it wasn't until my mother passed away that I realized that I really wanted her to be proud of me in some way. And so I was like, if I'm going to make music, I'm going to make something that has some heart to it and something that has some meaning to it, so that my mother wouldn't be ashamed of me, And at this point in my life, I really miss my mom, and ever since she passed away, my life has not been the same. And she had a very, very hard life. And her and my father separated, I think, in 1985. And she became a single mother. And she had a lot of difficulty in her life being a single mother, raising a kid like me who was just constant trouble. My sister was good. She never really got in much trouble. She really was a good kid. And I was charged with being the big brother and protecting my sister. So, just a short video. I just wanted to make this just in honor of my mother, because there's not much information about her out there. The world will never know who she was. She exists in the memories of me and my sisters and those who loved her.